Yeah, welcome to today's session. How was your day? Mine was good. Mine was very, 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 very good. Ooh, it's been a long day. Hope you had a good day. You're all welcome again. We are back. We are live. All right. Welcome. So 2 weeks ago, we started the regulate and respond framework. Did you try it? How did it go? Did you pause before correcting? Did you connect with your child last week and last 2 weeks? What happened? Tell me about it. You can put it in the comments. Okay, I'd like to know that what we are teaching here is working. So you're welcome. If you are just joining, please go ahead and share. All right, with your friends, family members, especially those with kids, especially those with teenage children. So as promised, we are back. Today we are talking about the regulate and respond framework part 2. And today's topic is stop fighting with your teenager. Stop fighting with your teenager. I have 2 at home, and it takes learning and conscious effort to begin to lead and not, fight. I was talking to somebody yesterday and I said, many people want to become lawyers and they go to school to study law. You want to become doctors, you go to school and become a doctor. You school to become an engineer, but unfortunately, not many people school to become parents. And this is one aspect that is a lifetime. You're a parent for life. Not many people school to become spouses. Did you school to become a wife, to become a husband? Did you school to become a parent? So we are back here and we are schooling to be better parents, to be more effective and efficient parents. So I'm glad that you are here taking this journey with me. So today we are discussing how to end power struggles without losing your authority. Like we discussed 2 weeks ago, many times the reason why we escalate is because we fear that if we don't stand our ground, we are going to lose our authority. So while the child is fighting for autonomy, the parent is fighting for authority. So it's a back and forth problem. But I know that in time to come, we'll have people from these classes, this group, truly begin to see results, because you can't be taking these classes, you can't be joining in these sessions and not begin to see things changing around you, especially if you consciously practice, the principles that we teach here. So you're welcome again. So today I'm going to start with a question. So you're going to put your answer on the chat. All right. How many of you have had a simple conversation with your teenager in the last 2 weeks, and then you realize that within minutes, that conversation turned into an argument? In the last 2 weeks, how many of you have had, hello, welcome, thank you. In the last 2 weeks, how many of you have had a conversation, or rather, how many of you have tried to have a conversation with a teenager and it escalated into, arguments? Let's see. How many of us? Please, today we are going to write. Use your keyboard, all right? Tell me in the comments so I also know you are here. Yes, good evening, you are welcome. In the last 2 weeks, in the last 1 month, how many of you have tried to have a conversation with your teen that escalated into an argument? I used to have that a lot. And you are wondering, I just wanted to tell you something. You are welcome, Madam Ajoke. Good evening. So have you tried to have a conversation with your child especially your teenage child in the last 2 weeks, and it escalated into an argument or a debate or a back and forth, it's escalated into something you did not plan for. So tell me about it. Yes, good evening. You're welcome. If you are just joining us, please go ahead and share. Tell it to your friends, your family members, especially those with teenagers, so that they can join us. Okay, they can join us. Join the movement. We are raising resilient children. Okay, so invite others to join too, because you cannot afford to have raised your child and then let them out in the world to be friends or spouses or partners to children who were not raised by parents who have learnt resilient parenting. So we all have to learn it. All right, we all have to learn it. So you're welcome. In the last 2 weeks, have you had an argument, a debate, or have you tried to have a discussion with your child that escalated into an argument? Homework became fight, yes. All right. Wash the dishes became debate, yes, that happens. All right. So even simple reminders, have you done your homework? They can roll their eyes at you and make you feel like, madam or guy, your own is too much. That happens. All right. So let me state this clearly. Power struggles are not proof that your teenager is difficult. I work with a lot of teens and their parents, and most of the time when they come to me, they say, I don't. So power struggles most times, especially with your teenager, it's not always a sign of rebellion or a sign that they are being difficult. All right. They are just proof that two nervous systems are dysregulated at the same time. I talked about this a lot last time. When two nervous systems are dysregulated at the same time, yours and your child, okay, so it's not proof that I have a difficult child. So stop telling yourself you have a difficult child. You can begin to tell yourself, I have a child who is still trying to find themselves, and I also need to learn how to meet between much other. Please can don't watch so you call the mommy argument or you would thank you. Thing escalates. Nobody wins. Nobody wins. And I have taught parents over and over, we should not get into debate and argument with our children because we want to be the one to win this session. Like, those boxers, round one, banga, okay, I won. Round two. No. You're not there to win. It's not about who won the argument. All right. It's about who is leading this home, who is leading this atmosphere. Okay. So you cannot afford to escalate because your child has escalated. No. All right. So when you escalate, authority just becomes louder, not stronger. It just becomes noise. You are just loud. You are not strong. So if you have experienced that, please no. We cannot afford. I stressed this in the last 2 weeks lecture over and over. We cannot afford to have two dysregulated nervous systems in one room. If your child is dysregulated, you should be the regulated one. I'm not going to say it otherwise because I don't expect you to be the dysregulated one and your child the regulated one. If that happens, then a lot of work needs to be done about that. But you can't be the second regulated nervous system in a room. So today I'm going to show you how to recognize a power struggle before it explodes, okay? And then I'm going to teach you how to stop reinforcing rebellion, how to stop reinforcing defiance in your children. Sometimes you think, oh, if I shout, then I'm going to also teach you tonight how to maintain authority without shouting. I have a lot of mothers chat me up to say, madam, this is not no shouting thing. I'm dysregulated. Yes, I'll repeat that. You are not a shouter. Your nervous system is just dysregulated. Okay? And in the course of these sessions, you begin to learn how to regulate your nervous system. So your kids do not have the ability to drag you into a fight or argument or debate. All right. And then lastly, we'll look at how to lead without emotional warfare. So what exactly is power struggle? If you are still here, please let me know and share. Let people know we are here and something is happening. We are changing our world. People can be children. What exactly am I talking about? Right? A power struggle is not about the issue. It's about control. A power struggle is about control. The parent authority, autonomy. So we are dragging each other to different places. All right? The drag and go where you don't know. Yes, you are welcome. Happy. So it is about control fueled by emotion, not logic. Power struggle is usually fueled by emotion. And I told you last time, we talked a lot about anger before today's live session. So please do go and watch it so that lays a background, it lays a foundation for you for the coming today's class and the coming classes. All right. So it's about battle fueled by emotion. It's not fueled by logic. So when you see yourself shouting, it's your emotions that are saying, I know if I ask you at the trash and the teenager says, oh, you can't say, oh, you can't make it. I hate my siblings. It just escalates into an unnecessary battle. All right. So these are just scenarios. It might be different in your house, but what I'm basically saying is that an uncontrolled emotional environment can easily escalate into you talk, your child talks back. You talk, your child talks back. And you don't want to raise a child who you arguing with their children and what's up, and the parents start talking. He was talking to me anyhow. He said he hates me. He doesn't like anybody in the house. And when I had asked, how did this conversation almost always remember? It's not the disobedience to the instruction that is the problem. It is your emotional reaction. A lot of problems on the rise among adolescents and young adults. And most times I sit with these children and I can always see a trace of faulty parenting that wasn't done right, parents who didn't pay attention, parents who did not listen when they were supposed to, parents who were supposed to, regulate. So I will keep talking about it. Parents, we need to sit up and we need to do better. So your teenager's emotional brain is highly active. If you have been joining me from day one, I'm sure you already know what you're talking about now. The amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. I'm not going to keep repeating that. All right. Their reasoning brain is still developing. They are all emotions. No sense, if I can use that word. They are all emotions, no regulation, no logic yet. So you cannot also afford to be all emotions and no logic. Somebody has to be logical. Somebody has to be regulated in the room. Okay, so when your child's brain, like I have described it, is still trying to grasp understanding, still trying to grasp logic, and then we now have an adult's brain who is also triggered. So you have two is I need you to slow down. As a parent, I need you to slow down. If you are trying to win, you have already lost. So if you are trying to win a case, win influence, win a debate, win an argument with your child, auntie, uncle, you have already lost. Because a parent shouldn't be trying to win. It's not about who wins and who loses. All right. It is about who is in control enough to regulate another person's emotion. All right. Have you regulated your emotion enough to be able to regulate your child's emotion? Because you are the emotional atmosphere of the home. Yes, you are. All right. So what I would say is authority is calm. That's oppression. That's abuse. I know African parents will come for me now and say, no, are you saying we should not hit them? You know. Okay? But that's not authority. Authority is calm. It is power that is loud. Authority is very calm. Oh, somebody said network is breaking badly. I'm so sorry about that. I hope you can still hear me. If you can hear me, you can see me, please let me know. Just say I can hear. So I know I'm not talking to myself tonight. All right. So authority is calm, power is loud, leadership is regulated. Yes, leadership is regulated. Imagine you have a shouting boss. The guy is constantly screaming. In a week, he's going to, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. In a week, he will scream like 3-4 when you are a shouter. But they don't really move on. They begin to pile up trauma, pile up pain, pile up resentment. And the day they explode, you'll be surprised at the kind of things that will come out from their mouth. So the purpose, the beginning and the end of regulate and respond framework is connection before correction. Pause before you respond. Connect first. Don't be in a hurry to correct. Seek to understand their point of view before you give them gbasgbos. All right? I'm not against that. I'm not against discipline. I'm not against gbasgbos. I'm not against insisting on what they have to do, but the way you do it is important because it tells them who is in charge. All right? So when you feel the urge to, you regulate and then you respond. You connect and then you correct. All right? So as you do some 4 years ago, I think my son was 9 or 10 then. And he's 16 now. And we're talking and he just came to me, it means he didn't see that reaction coming. If you hate me, love me. Because when you let kids get away with anything, they call you the best mother in the world, the only sugar in my tea, But when you are putting checks and balances, they say they hate you. I know I'm not a screamer. I'm not a bully. If at your age you truly, truly love me, you love me every time, then I'm not raising you right. And I had to sit it down and we talked about it. The reason why you hate me is because you feel like I insist on you doing things you don't want to do. All right. Those days he used to be that child that I would say, go wash the dishes. And before I know it, the younger one is the one washing the dishes. And I was like, what happened? He said, he sent me. I would send you a message. You go and send. It's not allowed in my house. It's not allowed. Okay. So when I, give him the punishment and the consequences for that, then of course he is going to come tomorrow to say he hates me. And I said, I'm doing something right. I'm so glad. It means I'm doing something right. And then we talked about it, and I can't remember exactly the conversation or what exactly happened and that triggered that comment from him. But I know that we talked for almost 1 hour that evening. And at the end of the day, we're like, oh, sorry, he shouldn't have used that statement. He was just upset. He says, okay, so do you still hate me? He said, he can't hate me now. He was just saying it. They just want to tell you something that will trigger you, something that will pain you. Then you too, because you are carrying a dysregulated nervous system, you also escalate. A friend of mine was describing how she was, trying to scold the daughter for not doing very well in a particular test. And after a few hours or a few minutes, the daughter came to her and said, Mommy, I just feel like killing myself. And then out of fear, she was like, why would you say that? How would you want to kill yourself? Then cheer the child up. And I said, you have entered. She gave you a bait and you fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Now, after you have bought ice cream and bought meat pie, did you still discuss? She said, no, she didn't pick up anything. That's what the child wants now. And then if you have done it, if she has done it and succeeded the first time, the chances of doing it again, because she knows all she needs to do to divert you from the real issue is to bring up stories. This was a 7 or 8 year old, and I just feel like killing myself. When you react like that to them, next time they will still use the same statement. The challenge about that is, if it's not corrected from the beginning, the challenge about that is they get so used to saying it to scare you that it becomes it's I don't know how to put it. It takes hold of their mind. It becomes like an only way out to them once I say anything that has to do with, unaliving myself, like they say on the social media. My parents are just going to forget about discussing what I've done wrong. One day, even when they did not do anything wrong, when they face challenges, it will still be the first thought that comes to their mind. And the day they will start thinking about really doing it, you won't know, because it wasn't corrected from the beginning. Okay? So I was trying to tell her, in such a situation, you should have asked that direct question. Is it because I scolded you about your scores that this thought came to your mind? Is that a solution to the scores? Is that the solution to the test that you didn't do well? You have conversations about that thing. Don't let your children, bring up topics, escalate you into a dysregulated nervous system, and you forget what the real issue is, because most parents forget what the real issue is. All right. So I had asked the question, but I've still not heard anything from anybody. Is it that my network, am I breaking? Can you guys hear me? Because I feel like I'm not connecting with you guys as quickly as I would love to. I asked a question. I said, what is one phrase that your child has used for you that has triggered you before? Yes, thank you for the hearts and kisses, but I need you to write something, okay? Has your child ever said something that triggered you? Maybe I hate you, maybe you are a bad parent, maybe I want to leave this house, I hate this house, or you people don't love me. What's one thing that your child has said to you before that, has triggered an emotional reaction from you? Okay, think about it. Think about it. I'm going to move on, but still put it in the comments. If, yes, I know you can hear me. Thank you. I need you to write what has triggered you before with your children, or one thing, something that your child has said to you before that got you really, really upset, escalated the argument, something like that. All right. While you are thinking about that, we'll quickly discuss what the real triggers are. All right. For me, in the course of my, coaching and being a therapist to parents and children, I have been able to identify, let's say, 3 triggers, 3 things that stand out for me. All right. Because most fights are very predictable and they almost always follow one of these 3 patterns, especially when you are dealing with teenagers. Number 1 is the control battle. Who is in charge? The child wants autonomy. The parents want authority. Oh, I can do it myself. I can make my own decisions. I can live my own life. That's the child talking. Parents say, no, I'm insisting that you must be home by 6 p.m. You must wash the dishes. Your phone must be off by 9 p.m. Authority. That's the control battle. I've seen that a lot in therapy. All right. Then there is the identity assertion. I'm not a child anymore. Don't talk to me like that. They are growing, so they feel, why are you talking to me like that? I'm not a baby anymore. That's the identity assertion. They are asserting their identity now, letting you know, I'm no longer the baby that you used to push up and down. I am my own person now. I am my own adult now. So don't talk to me like that. You can no longer control me like you used to. That's the second battle. And then the third trigger is the emotional validation. You don't understand me. They don't understand me. I hear that a lot. If I can get like 1,000 naira for how many times I hear my parents don't understand me in therapy with teenagers, I'm sure that I would, I for don't hammer. So teenagers feel like their parents don't understand them. So that is the third battle. The third trigger rather. Control battle, identity assertion, emotional invalidation. So when they feel like they are being invalidated, they feel like you don't understand them or you're not trying to understand their point of view, it escalates into an argument, into a debate. All right. So let me say something very important. Many struggles are not about the issue. They are about their dignity. They are about dignity. Even either the parent's dignity or the child's dignity. All right. Teenagers fight hardest where they feel unseen. And I can't say that enough. Teenagers fight hardest where they seem unseen. All right. I have seen that a lot in therapy. Most kids that are most problematic to their parents are the kids that almost always feel unseen. They don't see me. The parents just do their own thing. They only see me when they want to send me a message. They only see me it is only when I'm doing something wrong or when they think I've done something wrong that my parents have conversation with me. Many of you are that kind of parent. Thank you for this feedback. My child packed his bag and about leaving the house when he was younger because I accused him of stealing my 10 naira. I accused him of stealing my 10 naira. Yes, parents can do that to children. You trigger them so much that they want to pass that. I have a lot of teenagers, sorry, at 13, 14, so waiting to write JAM because they can't wait to get to university because for them it is now the only way out of this hell hole called a home, called a family. They just want to be created, by you. So they want to go. So I can easily relate with this scenario. I'm sure he's an adult now. All right. So teenagers fight the hardest where they feel unseen. Please put that in your mind. When you keep having a child who is constantly fighting you, I currently have a 14-year-old JSS3 student I'm working with. He lives with his grandmother and he's constantly getting into trouble, and in just first session of the therapy, I could tell that this was a broken, vulnerable child. The cry that child cried just day one of therapy. I'm sure the parents or the grandparents have never seen him that broken because he's trying to be very strong. So because they are unseen, you don't hear them, you don't see them, they put off that front of I'm okay, I'm strong, I'm okay. Meanwhile, they are not okay. They're shattering internally. And then once somebody gets to be that listening ear, they break down. They pour out everything because they finally have somebody listening to them. So don't always be in a hurry to conclude that this my child is very stubborn. This my child, not the hear word. They hear the child. Do you listen to your child? All right. Oh, he's 18 years now. I can imagine an adult. A teenager who feels heard will negotiate. A teenager who feels heard will talk to you. Mommy, please. Mommy, can we just talk about it? Can we just have a conversation about it? They will leave you for a while, come back. Mommy, that thing I said just now, that place I said I want to go. Can we just talk about it? But a teenager who feels dismissed will resist. Mommy, I must go. I am going. You can't tell me what to do. Do you see the difference? A teenager who feels heard will always want to come back and negotiate. Mommy, now, why did you say I shouldn't go to this party? Now let's talk about it. I promised to be back before 8 p.m. They are negotiating. The teenager who feels dismissed, who feels unseen. I don't tell you, that party, I go am. And they will tell themselves, when I come back, I'll face the consequence. You don't want to be the one raising such a teenager. All right. So I want you to quickly do this interactive reflection. Think about your own teenage years. Thank you, Violet Abraham. A personal person. Thank you. I want you to think about your own teenage years when you were a teenager. What did you fight hardest about when you were a teenager? What did you fight hardest about? If you would like to share, I would like to read. What was that one thing when you were a teenager that you fought your own parents most about? Oh, thank you so much for this feedback. See if you can put this feedback up after this live ends. I would appreciate it. EIE says, I used to be the kind of parent with no proper conversation, but I've changed that lifestyle following your channel, and it feels really good. I'm doing the happy dance. Thank you so much for saying that. That means a lot. You know, sometimes when I get ready for these sessions, sometimes I can get so tired and I'll be asking myself, oh, who sent me? I should just be sleeping right now. But hearing this is beautiful. Thank you very much for that comment and review. Please, please, and please put it up. Clock it. Put it up on the group or in the YouTube, on my YouTube page. I would appreciate this review. God bless you. So think about your own teenage years. What did you fight hardest about? When I was preparing for this class, I took my time to also think, what did I fight the hardest about? I didn't like cooking. I didn't like cooking at all. And then I found a way, I found a trick. My mom loves God. My mom loves church. So when it's getting to evening and it's time to cook, all I just need to say is, Mommy, I'm going to church. True confession. You know, all I just need to say is I did go church, and she was like, okay, she will add transport for me, you know, because that just me running away from cooking. I think my mom got to understand me pretty early, and you know, I don't think I really did a lot of fighting. And now I look back at my own parenting, and I think I was just sharing with somebody. Yeah, you were being shouted at for little things. Thank you for sharing. All right, little things like like many of us got scolded for sitting and doing nothing. Now we are all carrying dysregulated nervous system around the world, because now if you sit down and you're doing nothing, you feel like a failure. Because our time, if you sit down doing nothing, even if you have done everything in the house and you sit and do nothing, as soon as your parents come in. So we had that. So sometimes when you want to sit still, who are always busy, always finding something to do, relax, they can't. It's not because they don't like enjoyment. It's because, unfortunately, it also breaks you down. Sometimes it's okay to just, if you grow up in a house where as soon as daddy is coming through the door, everybody is acting busy. Carry broom, carry the other one, carry plate. You know, around you, issue, so you know, later. So the rule was not the rule, because who communicates properly can give. There's no light. We need to wash our uniform, so go take a bucket and wash it with your hands outside, because we can't use the washing machine right now. And my son just moved immediately and went to wash the uniform. And a few weeks later, she was telling me about that experience, like because this lady's son was also in my house. They came visiting, and she was telling me how her son was referring to how my son went to wash uniform with his hand, like the boy did not even argue, the boy just went to wash, because this other one doesn't, I can't remember now if he does, but I don't think he does wash anything with his hands. You know, we are millennial parents spoiling our kids with everything. What I did not have, my children will not suffer what I suffered. We are raising children. So let them receive small. They don't have to suffer as much as you did, but let them collect small once in a while. Please. You know, she was telling me how they managed to get my child to just obey. And then I'm like, you know, say if you not obey, you not go sleep now, because the commercial will be long. He will obey. And this is not something I started today. It's been there. So they will obey. It depends on how you say it. And once they get used to your intention, they know that you mean well. and your tone is not sounding like you want to demean them, make them feel small, or like they are adopted. Because you shouldn't even talk to adopted children like that in the first place. So I'm not in any way saying the adopted kids should be talking to like that. But sometimes you see some parents talk to their children, you are wondering, you borrow them, then that's you. So we should learn to treat our kids right. It's very important. I'm seeing so many comments. I asked for comments. Now I'm seeing a lot. Thank you. Yeah, clock it. Okay. Oh, sorry, Joanne. Your network is not so good. Can you hear me now? I'm so sorry about that. Andrew says, I was brought up by foster parents where everything was more of order than communication. Yeah. So you shouldn't also be that parent, order. You didn't like it. It was not, growing up wasn't fun in that kind of environment. It can't have been fun in that kind of environment. All right. So you must find a blend. I always say your perfect blend is 100% firmness, 100% love. Thank you, Joanne. 100% firmness, 100% love. Let the kids know you didn't come to play. But let them also know that you came to play. Do you understand? When it's time to play, we play. When it's time to be serious, we'll just be serious. There should be no confusion that my parent is this one. They may talk, may they go. But if you are constantly dysregulated, if you constantly escalate, your pikin go see you finish. It will become a talk and go. That's also shout to the shout. So many shout, make it a go. So I want you to try this today. And I've given this assignment over and over. Validate your kids first before you instruct. Well done. I see how hard you work. Wow. Many parents come home from work, see the kids have mopped the floor. They have, wiped off doors. They have cleaned up the kitchen. And then they enter their own room and the place is not, well done. Maybe the bed is not made or, something like that. And they totally forget how the sitting room is clean, how the dining is spotless, how the kitchen is looking so perfect. And then all they will comment on is, can't you see your room? You see your room, auntie. You saw kitchen, you saw dining, you saw sitting room, you saw the corridor. Because of the one thing they didn't do well, your voice is rising. You think I'm now. Is that fair? Validate them first. Wow, this sitting room is spotless. I'm so proud of you. What happened now? You didn't do the bedroom. Okay, go and do the bedroom now. Case closed. You have given the instruction. You move on. You move on. Somebody said I was brought up by foster parents and then has affected my bringing up my own children who are all adults now. Well, we thank God they are adults now, and I'm sure that God is keeping them. But I'm glad you are also here because you're going to have grandchildren. You might have to get to be with nephews and nieces. So you cannot afford to raise them the way you were raised. Many of us walk around with trauma. I'm a therapist, so I know when I tell you that a lot of young people, a lot of adults, especially these our own millennials, walking around with trauma, enough, So you cannot do that to your kids too. Instead, your focus should be, how do I heal myself so I don't spill my unhealed self to my children? So validate first before you instruct. And when they do anything, see, I was telling a parent, make a fuss of when they do well. Most times we are so focused in making a fuss of when they do wrong. You see your life, you started again. Oh, I'm tired of you. A parent told a child, I don't even know why God used you to curse me. How can you say that to your child? Meanwhile, this is the child doing one wrong thing in 4. Meanwhile, the first 3 things the child did right, you didn't see it. You acted like it's normal. And I've taught parents this before. I understand. Because you expect them to do good, to do right. When they do right, it's normal. Because you don't expect them to do wrong. So when they do wrong, it's abnormal. So you escalate more at the wrong than at the right. Please, let's learn to reverse it. Make a fuss of when they do right. You greeted somebody. Wow, I'm so proud of you. Did I just say you say good morning, ma? Wow, I like how your voice sounds. That's so beautiful. Wow, you took third. I'm so make a fuss of when they do right. Not only when I heard you hit your friend in school, or why did you throw your biro? Why are you writing on your shirt? What's the problem? You see your life? Auntie, yes, you will correct the bad behavior, but make the good behavior loud. People other parents will be jealous. They'll be wondering like, what's happening? I picking be the first to sweep. Because you're like, you sweat. Oh my God, this is so nice. That is what the child remember the next time he's been told to go and sweep. How the mother's face glowed up because he swept. Not grumpy every time. You do sweep. Take it easy. Sometimes children come to my office, sit on my couch, and I want to follow them and cry because I told the parents one time, if I have you as my parent, I will have a mental health condition. She brought I think he was 21 or thereabouts, a young adult to therapy for substance use. The guy is using a psychoactive substance and is already walking on the road to addiction. And after hearing the lady talk for just 10-15 minutes, I told her, madam, if I were your child, I'm sure I will have a mental health condition, because hearing you talk is already depressing me. That is the therapist. I'm already getting stressed from listening to you talk. Okay. Yes, I hope I can still use these teachings to correct so many things. Yes, you can, and I'm glad you are here. Thank you so much, ma'am. Joanne, I think I tried this in recent times, and I must confess it's using 80% result. That is pass mark for me now. 80%, that is an A. I only get to tell them what to do now. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I wish people would just share this on my YouTube page or share it on the WhatsApp group so that you'll be encouraging me. These are beautiful reviews and I'm loving it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's talk briefly about the power protocol before we go tonight. All right. So I'm going to give you a system, not an advice. All right. It's a system and it's in 5 steps. So when things seem to look like they are capable of escalating, step 1, I talked about this the last time, and I'm going to talk about this again the next time. I'm going to keep talking about it until you are used to doing it. Step 1, regulate yourself. Breathe. All right? Just even reminding yourself to breathe in. Breathe in. Out. That alone self can do a lot of wonders for you. All right? Regulate yourself. Slow your pulse. Slow your talk. Reduce the volume. Reduce the tone. Regulate yourself by yourself, because nobody's going to do it for you. All I can do right now is what I'm doing. Telling you, teaching you to regulate yourself. But when the situation presents itself, it is you that will have to remind yourself, that will have to tell yourself, Auntie, calm down. All right? So regulate yourself. Regulating yourself means drop your tone and slow your breathing. All right? Because many times when we feel disrespected, we got the pump. Slow down. All right? Some of us pump, especially for fathers. They pump, especially for their male children. They pump like, we are mates, we are boxers. Let's get into the ring right now. Whereas all you need to do is communicate. And the beautiful thing about you doing it right is you're already teaching your children how to do it right. How to then take it to their own family, take it to their friends, take it to the world. And just imagine we all get it right. It's gonna be a beautiful world. Not be sure that everybody's fighting everybody. All our fights, all our wars, all our quarrels, all about authority. Authority, autonomy. You can't tell me what to do. I know who I am. You too say, I must tell you what to do. You don't know who you are. Look at it, whether it is country to country, man and woman, boy and girl, father and son, mother and daughter. All right, we are back. I think we just had a glitch. So imagine at a young age, kids have learned to get it right. They will have beautiful home, That's why I say I will not be happy after raising my children. They'll go and meet the children of somebody that did not even train, that is not learned, that is not regulated. I have to be very, very happy because I cannot take my time to have teach emotional regulation, of, and then they go meet another one will not train the pikin, can't give my pikin agbero marry. It go pay me. I will be pained. That's why I'm screaming it now. Let all of us come and learn so that all of us can have a sane society, so that things can change. So the first step is regulate yourself. Regulate yourself. If you can hear me, please tell me. There seems to be a lot of glitch right now. If you can hear me, please let me know. The first step is regulate yourself, drop your tone, slow your breathing. The calmer nervous system always wins. The calmer nervous system always leads. The calmer nervous system always leads. Even I teach this to a couple. When one is, let one just be quiet. The quiet go tire them. It takes two to fight. It takes two to fight. So even with your kids, all right? The calmer nervous system always win. Thank you. And you, the parent, the older one, should be the calmer nervous system because you are teaching them how to become calm too, or how to calm their nervous system too. All right. So step 2 is remove the audience. I didn't teach this last session. So here it is. Step 2, you must learn to remove the audience. Never correct in front of others. I know that many of us will say, oh, their children are what's there. The siblings can be around them when you are, for children, correction is like you are embarrassing them. So it's easier for them to deal with that embarrassment when you correct them alone. Dealing with embarrassment when you correct them in public, in presence of their siblings, is like death sentence for these kids. So as much as you can, even if the matter comes up, you can, find a way to kill it there. Then when you get into your room, sit them down and say, what was that nonsense? What was that mess you made out there? So learn to do that. Learn to do that, especially for elderly children, like older children in the house. It's for all of them, but I've also seen it play a very big role in the older children in the house, because when you keep correcting your oldest child in the house in the front of the younger ones begin to have a sense of this older one doesn't know what he's doing, so they begin to feel like they can disrespect the older one. So I always tell parents, even when your older child is apparently doing it wrong, giving instructions wrong, find a way to get your younger ones to obey that older one. When you then get behind, say, what was it you were doing with your younger ones? Don't do that to them next time. It's not nice. Then you give them the right education. If you keep down, underrating your older ones in the presence of the younger ones, you're going to have adults when they grow up who cannot respect their elder brother or their elder sister. That's where family battles usually start from. So there's constantly a power play. All right. So if as much as you can, remove the audience. Don't correct them in public. Don't correct them in presence of their younger ones. All right, or their siblings. Even if you even do that, don't correct them in public. So there's some parents, you pick your children in school and the whole school will know that you have come. Look at your uniform. Why is your dirty? You are just shouting in school compound, embarrassing the life out of the young man or the young woman. Please, let's not do that anymore. All right. Public correction creates private rebellion. They'll begin to rebel against you in private. Okay. The calmer nervous system always wins. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Stu, for re-echoing that. Correcting in front of others. I have a PhD in this. I guess it stops tonight. Amen. It stops tonight. Please try not to correct your kids in front of others. It's not like I don't know how to put it, so it doesn't sound like I'm supporting. I'm teaching you something wrong. It's not like we Christians will say, oh, that time when Saul said, why are you talking to me in the presence of others? Is like, it's her pride. It's not, I'm not saying teach them pride or anything. It's just, don't embarrass them. Don't embarrass them. The more you embarrass them in public, the more their hearts begin to conjure up rebellion. All right? One day they will talk back at you in public. And you don't want that. Okay? So let's not correct them in the presence of others as much as you can. I've always told you how my mom used to wake us up by 12 midnight. Everybody has slept, so you collect your basbos, you go collect your own, but there will be no audience. The next day, nobody even knows what has transpired between you and your mother, and life goes on, you know, but they remember more. Even in correcting them, show them some level of respect. Step 3, offer controlled choices. Offer controlled choices. All right, always give them choice. Choices reduce resistance. When there are choices, resistance reduces. All right, you can do it now or after dinner. Or go wash your dishes, go wash your plate, go sweep, or go do your assignment, or go do anything. And they say, oh, I don't want to do it now. Why me? You can do it now or later. It automatically reduces their resistance to your instruction because there are choices. So the choice is do it now or do it later. But it will be done. I tell my children, do it now, do it later. It will be done. You're only postponing it, but it will be done. You understand? Because if it is not done, like they know there will be consequences. There will be consequences. And the consequence is not blow and fight. I will collect one thing from your hand that will pain you, and I will correct it for 3 months. Yes, call me a tough mother. All right. So always give them choices. Choices reduces resistance. Number 4, enforce without emotion. So many of us are too emotional as parents. Parents, we are too emotional. Calm. It's what teaches. All right. Because I've said it before, when you are even as an adult, I've asked us this question before. Somebody wants to tell you something and they're just shouting. You have shut them off. You're not even hearing them anymore because in your head, what did this one they shout for? So calm consequences teaches, angry consequences damages. So be calm, enforce without emotion. You get too emotional, you get easily irritated. And most of the time, even that irritation is not because of the child. Work has offended you, work is stressing you, Oga or Madam has offended you, somebody, family member is disturbing you for money, many noise around you, it's making you irritable. You come and put it on the small child's body. So be conscious, so you're not always responding to them with emotion. Be calm. Say what you want to say. This thing, you're going to do it, and you're going to finish it in 1 hour. If you don't finish it in 1 hour, this is the consequence for that. And move on with calmness, with a very straight face. You won't do it. If you don't do it, then you see the child in 2 years, he too is talking like that to his younger ones or to his friends. You will not be wondering. All right. So sometimes it is what your children see you do that they do. They do. Most times, not sometimes. They do. So calm consequences teaches, angry consequences damages. So enforce without emotion. Then step 5, disengage from debate. I've described some baits earlier. If your teenager says you are the worst parent ever, pause and say, that's not communication. That's a bait. Tell it to yourself, that's a bait. This is not a communication. You're the worst parent ever. I hate you. That's a bait. All you need to just say is, oh, I see you are angry. I see you are frustrated. We'll talk about this when we are both calmer. And walk away. You need to be a pro in this matter. Walk away. The people are going to look your back like, just leave me for a year. But when you are calmer, you see the child calmer, make sure you revisit it. What was that you said earlier? I know I raised you better. Is that how you talk to your parent now? You must revisit that conversation. We will have it. Many of the challenges that many of you, because if you don't react at that moment as it is hot, you will forget it. When your body has calmed down, you now begin making an excuse for the children. And he was just angry. No, that's why they will repeat that behavior. All right. So when you are calm, the child is calm, call them. What was that happened this afternoon? Could you please explain why you reacted that way? What was it I said that offended you so much? Have the conversation. That is the only way you will teach. Because you are a teacher, you are a coach. If it happened, everybody escalated and you moved on. What has the child learned? Nothing. Right? So you don't have to attend every argument that you are invited to. Yeah, you don't. So when your child is in that mood for throwing baits at you, please don't bite. All right? So if your voice rises, I call this a reality check. If your voice rises, you are no longer teaching. You are reacting. And it's the truth. Why is your voice rising? What do you shout for? Why you they shout? Why are you shouting? You want to tell me something, you are shouting, and you say, make I hear you. I want to hear you. Okay, so if your voice rises, you are no longer communicating, you are shouting. So this week, all of these things I have said, I want you to practice just one. Just one. I want you to practice just one. Whether you are practicing regulating yourself, or you are practicing removing the audience, or you are practicing offering controlled choices, or you are practicing enforcing without emotion, or disengaging from debate. Practice just one. You don't practice all 5. Practice just one. Okay? This week. And maybe we'll start with that in 2 weeks when we have the next class, and then you tell me how it has gone. If you have questions, now is the time to put it there. I will short above our time by 2 minutes already. So let's see how we'll wrap this up in the next 3 minutes so we can all have a good night's sleep. All right? So let's deal with repeated conflict. You are constantly for that particular child. You are constantly at war with that child. Sit down and ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? Not what the child is doing wrong. What am I doing wrong? Am I approaching this child the way I approach the others? Apparently, my approach now is not working for this particular child. What can I change? All right. When you constantly struggle with your child, it means that you are inconsistent. Your rules, your boundaries, your approach is inconsistent. Today, I tell some parents, what you are angry or what you react to today, you don't react to it tomorrow. What you scold for, what you give consequences for today, you don't give it tomorrow. When you are inconsistent, the child doesn't know how to approach you. The children should just know, on this one, this is what my father thinks, this is what my mother thinks. But if you don't take time to communicate it to them, they won't know it. They won't know it. All right. So inconsistent rules create constant testing. They begin to test you. We don't know the day that they will be angry. So they test you today. If you're angry, oh, it was their bad luck day. If they test you today and you're not angry, it's their good luck day. Don't do that with your children. All right. They are not trying to overthrow you. They are trying to measure your stability as the parent. So be calm, be clear, be consistent. Be calm, be clear, be consistent. It's very important. The hard truth is sometimes the struggle exists because you need control. So learn control. If you need to go to therapy to learn control, please go. Okay? If you need to begin to learn some grounding exercises, relaxation exercises for you to learn control, please go and learn. All right? Because you're your child's emotional atmosphere. At the end of the day, they will also be dysregulated by you, and you don't want dysregulated children. So, well, I think that we can stop there for today. All right. So I said sometimes the struggle exists because you need control. All right. Though the child needs independence, but it would appear that you need control much more than the child needs independence. So the questions to ask yourself as we go tonight is, am I enforcing this because it matters or because I need to win? Right now, given what is going on right now in the house with you and the child, are you enforcing these rules because they actually matter? Are you insisting they obey you because it matters, because that thing matters, or because you want to be the winner? All right. So choose what is important. Choose your battles. Ignore the rest. Sometimes, some parents will say, oh, I saw him. He was pressing his phone, or he was trying to hide something. Me and you know he was trying to hide something, but do you have to address it immediately? Do you have to react immediately? something you can go back later when he's in bed and say, oh, I saw you earlier with your phone trying to quickly delete something. What was that about? Instead of, hey, 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 be that phone, be that phone, be that phone. What do you do? What are you doing? Ah, even me shouting like this is already wearing me out. It's too much now. Calm down. All right. So I said learn to repair after the fight. Okay. Always go back when you are finished, even if because we are learning to be calm, sometimes you would react. It's okay. There's no penalty for that. But when you are now calm, please revisit that issue with that child. So they don't only know you as the shouting, reacting parent. They also know you as the calm ability to a parent who has the ability to communicate. Okay. So we'll be seeing next 2 weeks. But until then, please be conscious, avoid power struggles. Don't take their invitations to a fight. Sometimes it's just a bait. Don't fall for it. The goal is internal discipline, is not obedience. The goal is internal discipline, not obedience. Some children can obey you like zombies, but internally they are rebelling against you. So the goal is discipline, not necessarily obedience, because they will obey, but they will obey you finish and be bitter in their hearts. That's not what you want. All right. The goal is internal discipline. So that when you are not there, they know the right thing to do. They're not going to be home acting like good children because you are going to shout and then go outside and mess themselves up. No. Internal discipline is what is important. So if this has helped you, please share. When we repost it, please share with friends, family, anybody that you know this lecture is good for. All right. And then don't try everything. Just try one thing this week. Practice only one thing. And we'd love to have a feedback from you next 2 weeks. If you have questions, please put them on the WhatsApp group or on the YouTube page. Don't forget, regulate yourself before you respond. So if there are no questions, I'll see you next week. Have a good evening. Thank you everyone for showing up. Bye.